Okay, so let's talk about that, Mr. Jackson. First of all, let's not just go around producing babies. Okay, you
Yes.
can have sex without having a baby. They have condoms, they have all kinds of birth control, but unless you want to have a baby every time you have sex, then you need to be as responsible for that as the other person. You hear me?
Hear me, yo. Watching how them opera boys get sentenced. You know how the fuck's going on, man. Y'all boys tuned into that Oouchie court watch. Well, we taking it straight from the jail cell to the judge. You mean
Um, we can do Jackson next. I'll ride Jackson. Jackson, give me this. Maybe I can ask for clarification on this um, from the probation officer. Are y'all asking for his first offender status to be revoked? Because I understand the recommendation is return to probation with credit for time served and an additional condition of reporting, but I wasn't sure.
For Mr. Jackson,
Yes, sir.
it is to credit for time served, return back to probation, drug
Okay.
screen every report going forward,
Okay.
and attend AA meetings.
Okay, that answers my question, I think.
All right, Mr. Jackson, raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You can put your hand down, sir. All right, so Mr. Jackson, you're before the court on State of Georgia versus Allred Jamara Jackson, 2024 CR 03196. You also have a revocation for case 2021 CR 06126. On the first case, you were before the court on, this is a case ending, this is the 2024 case ending in 03196 for driving under the influence, drugs, improper lane change, impeding traffic, use or possession of a drug-related object on the 18th day of September 2024. You were sentenced to 12 months on probation. You have 6 months and 29 days remaining. Your sentence was not told. It says that you failed to avoid injurious and vicious habits. You tested positive on January 29th, 2025 in the probation office for positive for alcohol, the metabolites of alcohol. You failed to comply with counseling. You failed to complete your document your ASAM level 1 counseling that you were ordered to do. You failed to attend AA or NA meetings at least once per week. You failed to document proof of completing a DUI, alcohol, or drug risk reduction program, and you're $1,440 in arrears. On the other case, 2021 CR 06126, you were before this court for simple battery family violence on the 18th day of September. You have 6 months and 29 days remaining on that case. And it says you failed to avoid injurious and vicious habits. You failed to, you tested positive for the metabolites of alcohol on January 29th of 2025. You failed to enroll in and participate in family violence intervention counseling, and you failed to document 40 hours of community service. All right, Mr. Lynch.
Judge, I think that Mr. Jackson has completed a significant amount of the conditions on his probation. As far as the testing positive for alcohol, he does admit that he did have a drink. He explained to me there was some significant family issues going on, an issue with his father when he did have a drink on that one occasion. So he does admit to that. As far as the DUI conditions, my understanding is that he did do the substance abuse evaluation, which they ordered him to do the ASIM level 1 substance abuse treatment, which he has not completed yet. However, he has been going to AA meetings, correct? And then he's had some financial issues with his bank account. There was some potential fraudulent activity, so he has been having an issue with money, but he is trying to get these conditions done. He does want to accept the probation's recommendation, which I believe would be to return to probation with the same conditions, with the additional condition of testing on every report. As far as the family violence intervention program, can I have one moment to ask him about one of these conditions?
Sure.
So he hasn't started the family violence intervention program, Judge, but he does understand that he needs to get moving on that.
What you been doing, sir?
Ma'am,
6 months. What you been doing?
working and trying to get someone hacked my bank account, my Wells Fargo bank account. So what happened was they froze my bank account, which I have paperwork right here, and I gave a copy of it to.
Where you working?
I work for a moving company, All My Sons. It's called, one was All My Sons, but now I'm working for Move Something Movers, which is based out of Riverdale, Georgia. And I currently work on 18-wheelers at a shop in Forest Park.
So what's going on, Mr. Jackson? What's going on? Why we can't get stuff done?
Well, transportation was the problem, but I got that squared away. But now it was just the funds, just paying for the classes to go ahead and get started. That's why I explained to the lady at the place that was going to give me the classes, and she told me that I do them once a week, and I think they're virtual, and it's like one day out the week that they had picked for me to do them. And I told her as soon as I get the money, I was gonna go ahead and pay it so I can go ahead and start them and get it on out the way.
Mr. Jackson, let's talk about the alcohol.
Yes, ma'am. Your Honor, it was my father was going through something, and I was stressing about trying to get this paid. And
I got you, but listen to me, Mr. Jackson.
Yes,
So, Mr.
ma'am.
Jackson, you got to acknowledge the fact that you have a drinking problem. When you acknowledge that, then you understand that your go-to in times of stress is to drink, and that's something you got to deal with.
Yes, ma'am.
Because if your go-to in times of stress is something that you know is going to put you in jail, but you're not thinking, okay, do I want to go to jail, or can I find some other way to deal with this stress? And you just say, well, forget it, because they might not know, but I got to take this drink because I'm stressing. If you're willing to risk going to jail and putting everything on the line, your job, your livelihood, anything else that you got going on, your living situation, you're willing to risk all of that by taking a drink and not complying with my orders, then that to me means you have a significant problem with alcohol. People always want to say, oh, well, no, I'm not really an alcoholic. I just have to take a drink when I'm stressed. But if taking a drink when you know that the consequences could be that I could revoke the remainder of your probation, that's 6 months in jail.
Yes, ma'am.
And you can't control the drink, then that means you need to spend more time in AA. Have you been going to the meetings?
Yes, ma'am. They're actually right across the street from my house on Highway 85.
Well, won't he do it? Good. So go to the meetings. I mean, to me, that's the easiest thing that you can do. And here's why. Because it's low to no cost, it's available, and you're able to get it done without having to, you know, have somebody fussing at you. It's more people talking to you about what they're going through. So you realize you're not the only one,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
supporting you and getting support from your peers. And so focus on that for me. You have children?
Yes, ma'am. Your Honor, I do. My
How,
daughter is 12, and I got a two. Supposedly, I'm not gonna claim this baby yet because I haven't had the blood test, but supposedly a 2-month-old.
okay, so let's talk about that, Mr. Jackson. First of all, let's not just go around producing babies, okay? You
Yes,
can have sex without having a baby. They have condoms, they have all kinds of birth control, but unless you want to have a baby every time you have sex, then you need to be as responsible for that as the other person. You hear me?
yes, ma'am.
Because we're bringing too many babies into this world without an accountability for how we're going to raise them. Number one, your 12-year-old needs a present father. She's in middle school. She is developing. And the kind of man she's going to look for is based on the kind of man she sees you being. Do you want, if when she grows up, do you want her to be involved with the man you are now?
No, ma'am.
Then you got to change to be the man that she should look up to. And with these other babies, get that figured out and then be a present father in their life. Stop, don't just go out here and somebody says, well, you know, I can't have babies or I'm on birth control. You got to take responsibility for yourself. You're not in a position right now to be raising 3 kids, not financially, not emotionally. So stop going out here just doing stuff. You've done that since I put you in, you were before me. Come on, man. Be responsible. Those babies don't, we're bringing people here that don't get the support and love and development that they need because people are being selfish. They just want to see that they, we understand your penis works. You don't have to keep proving it. And I mean, it's not funny because we got babies now in the world and you're saying, well, supposedly they mine. Those babies deserve to be wanted and loved from the moment they are conceived. And if we just going out here doing any and everything, where are they left? Are they growing up in a happy, healthy, joyful home? Are you walking the floor with those babies when they get sick at night and giving their mama some rest? No, you're not, because you over here saying supposedly. So if you don't want to be in this position again, condoms are cheaper than child support or child care. We clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, don't be irresponsible because you can't get your life together and you producing up babies that need to be taken care of. Ooh, all right, Mr. Carmichael, what's the recommendation again? I'm sorry.
Oh, I got you, Your Honor.
I mean, Mr. Austin, I'm sorry.
Credit for time served, return back to probation, continue with AA meetings, and provide proof of enrollment into the family violence class no later than March 31st.
Okay. All right. So these are the things you're going to have to do. And sir, when I mean, I literally mean this to the depth of my core. Stop going out here just having sex and making babies and not being mindful of the fact that these babies need to be cared for. It's not enough to just say, oh yeah, I got babies out here. If you are not a present father, then why? Why? Why are we doing this? Think about that. Um,
Your Honor.
yeah.
And this to place in the notes that the first offender will remain intact at this time.
Okay.
I guess it's secure.
just type in zoom.com on the computer, it'll ask you if you wish to sign up, do a bunch of services, but one of the things is join a meeting. Right. And then you just put it in your ID. Oh, I see what it is.
Okay, so I have, defendant shall return to probation. First offender will remain at this time. Defendant shall receive credit for time served, continue AA, test for substances at each report, and enroll in family violence intervention program by March 31st, 2025.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, so he is on two separate, reports. So let me go ahead and do the second one. See if I can copy this and paste.
And I'm sorry, I may have missed it. Did you give him a specific report date from when he gets out of custody?
No.
I don't, yeah.
No, Your Honor, I didn't. His PO will reach out to him, to let him know when he needs to report.
You can still apply for that one.
Hold on just a second.
Take the first conviction from the clerk's office, and then you gotta fill out an application for one of the Department of Public Services. But it's been 120 days. As soon as you complete the introduction course, you can get your license back. If you like this, but, you know, the DUI conviction is gonna create an issue for you there, but doesn't mean you can never do it. I believe it's a double check. Your CDL, right? Yeah, your CDLs. I'm talking about your normal license as far as what you need to get your CDL. That's a different question. You like applications. You're gonna be eligible for CDLs for a while. Classified as a lifetime disqualification, but in actuality, it comes down to 10 years. That's off the top of my head. No, it's only 1 year suspension for CDL. Well, first of all, you can't rely on this because I'm just Googling it. Second offense is a lifetime ban. But you still gotta.
Okay, I sent them both over. Remember what I said, Mr. Jackson, it's not enough to say you can have babies. It's more to say that you are being a present father. Your 12-year-old is looking to build the man that she is looking for the rest of her life. And if you wouldn't want her with the person that you are now, you need to change.
Yes, ma'am.
All right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, go back to the sheriff's office.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Watch, we're on the scene. Truths unravel, and what does it mean? In the halls where stories clash, Oouchie court watch quick as a flash.